back in Nanaimo after a multi-week absence. Harborside FC look to get into the win column for the first time this season. This is League 1 BC action, pitting Harborside hosting the upstarts and debuting in League 1 BC this season, Burnaby FC. Good afternoon, everybody. Welcome to Kikinishtuk Stadium here in Nanaimo. My name is Alex Ronsley. Pleasure to have you on board on a bit of a blustery and interesting weather-wise day. We'll talk about that in a few moments' time. It is significantly different for us up here calling this game as it is down at field level for the players. Harborside looking to snap a 5-game losing skid in that stretch. They've lost by 2-1 scores twice, 3-0 scores twice, and a 5-0 loss to the Vancouver Whitecaps. Big news in the positive column, though, for Harborside FC is they get their captain back. Mary Nichols in the lineup, although will start as a substitute on the bench today. Her first game action since early May when she came off in the 25th minute against Altitude and was subbed off from that game. We have not seen her since. These two teams have played once before. In fact, they opened the League 1 BC season on the road in the Lower Mainland in Harborside on April 28th. Erin Jensen got the lone goal for Harborside, but Burnaby came away with a 3-1 victory. For Burnaby, making their first trip here to Nanaimo, as members of League 1, they're 5-2-1 on the season. They sit second behind the Vancouver Whitecaps, the dominating Vancouver Whitecaps in the standings this year. They've got a +2 goal differential as well. Their last outing, though, a tough one. 6-1 loss to Unity last weekend. That snapped a 3-game winning streak for Burnaby heading into action last weekend. So looking to get back in the win column this weekend as well. And we mentioned against Harborside that 3-1 victory. Mussolini and Mackenzie scored late in the first half, and then Mussolini made scored a second goal midway through the second frame to give Burnaby that 3-1 victory. Talked a little bit about the weather. It is some interesting conditions up here at Rotary Bowl, looking over Kikinishtuk Stadium in Nanaimo. Downright chilly. The thermometer says 20 degrees, but you go out to pitch level, and the second the wind stops, it becomes very, very muggy and hot indeed. A sapping type of heat, so 20 is probably very, very misleading. But regardless, it is what the thermometer reads here at kickoff. We have seen a couple of showers in the last 20 or so minutes as well, and we can expect some off and on shower activity throughout the afternoon to a high of 28 degrees. Harborside will look like this. Emily Robotham takes the armband to captain the team. She comes in and will start between the pipes. Shea Batty, Rebecca Van Dort, Taya Scory. For Van Dort and Scory, they are the only two players for Harborside, both men's and women's, that have played every single minute so far this year. Ava Alexander in the midfield. Jillian Stewart's in there as well. Jensen and Wilkinson patrolling up front. McKay, Miranda, and Emma Scalick gets her first start this season as well. Just her second game appearance. Came on as a substitute last weekend against Rovers. Played 45 minutes in the second half. And then on the bench, you see the name there, Nichols. She will see some game action. It is her first touch of the football for Harborside since the early portions of May. We look at Burnaby coming in here to Nanaimo. Roger Smith, Tupper, Scott, McKenzie. DeHinza was the lone goal scorer last weekend against Unity, so she's looking to continue on her form. Ward, Quarry, Santiani, and Chesko to start with Zhu in goal. They'll line up and we'll see kind of which half they take. I did not see the result of the toss, but regardless, we'll see how they line up heading into action for our first half here in Nanaimo. The wind will be a factor. We like to talk about it here at Kikinishtuk Stadium. Progressively from right to left across your screen as we enter action here in this first half. So we'll see who will have the back of, and Emily Robotham heading down to our right. So Harborside will have the wind at their back in this first half as we are moments away from kickoff here in Nanaimo. Pleasure to have you on board here on a Saturday afternoon. First game action here at Kikinishtuk Stadium for Harborside in pretty much a month. And it'll be another month or so before we see them back here in the Harbor City. So Harborside will move from our right to left in their blue jerseys, the two-tone blue jersey with the white trim. Burnaby in their predominantly white kit with the light gold the platinum. I'm not quite sure what you would call that in terms of the shade, but regardless, we are underway here. They are moving from our left to right in this first half, and we'll kind of see the pace and how this game gets dictated, who likes to set control early, who will get control early, I should say, and go from there. Burnaby controlling initially off the opening kickoff. Ball spills out to this near side. Pressuring there is Batty. Around it for Harbourside as well is Sophie Miranda. But it's Burnaby with the first touch and the first probing ball down the right side. There is Dehinza trying to center, but a good play by Rebecca Van Dort to take that away. And Harbourside will get a chance just to control here early. Van Dort all the way along the turf. Hit Wilkinson, tried to control, and on a second effort, Burnaby able to take it away. Little give and go to Inza. Held up in midfield by Stewardson. Pass back, quickly played ahead, and here come Burnaby. Edge of the 18-yard box. It's Rogers, looks to center, but it's cleared away. Alexander to the toe poke to the outside. Skallick will control back to McKay. And Harbourside with a little bit of time. Back to Robotham, not too much. Her clearance, though, put out of play. It'll be a goal kick on the pressure from the Burnaby attacker. Van Dort off the kick, off the goal kick, I should say, pardon me. Comes to the near side. The Miranda, little toe poke ahead, Batty. Tried to get it to Wilkinson, couldn't do it. Ball spills nicely still for Harbourside. And midfield, Shea Batty down the left side will get unleashed. It's a foot race between her and Santioani, and a good sliding tackle to knock it away. Out for a quick throw. Miranda, the throw to Shea Batty. Back to Miranda, and an appeal from Burnaby there. The linesman at midfield, putting the flag up. That went just out, but it was close. Batty trying to hold it in. Long throw, eventually knocked down there. McKenzie had it for a second. Van Dort did well to challenge, and now Batty gets it left wing on the pass from Skallick. Through ball ahead. Jensen, just a half a step. It was well taken and eventually absorbed in by Camilla Zhu. Good first opportunity on the attack for Harbourside, and it was a through ball looking to connect Erin Jensen. Still early in this one. Scoreless. Burnaby's had a couple of looks. Harbourside probably the best of the chances, if not the quantity there. Certainly the quality on their lone opportunity. Tupper gets the ball deep inside her own half. Plays it out through the middle. Dangerous ball. Skallick got a touch on it, just didn't get the spin or the bounce off the collision. And Burnaby get away with one there. Ball out here to Tupper, right wing at midfield. Cuts in towards the middle. Little give and go chance here. Here's Sheena Dehinza, half a step behind Stewardson initially. But Jillian Stewardson able to kick that ball out into touch. It'll go out for a throw. Quarry on the throw, deep inside Harbourside territory. Quarry, high throw over a couple of bodies and eventually cleared away there by Harbourside. Only just out to around 25 yards from goal. Working there is Rogers. Put it through the middle. Van Dort did well to slice Dehinza away from it. And Robotham will clear high and long. Stewardson let it bounce. Check that, pardon me. Wilkinson let it bounce. Hughes well off her line. Wilkinson, though, unable to take advantage. She'll control. Wilkinson to the 18-yard box. Down low. Centers Jensen. She scores! Over the goal line by a millimeter. Wilkinson drawing traffic and able to center through. Jensen tied up herself right in front of the goal and wheels it just over the goal line. Erin Jensen, it's her third of the season, and Harborside an early 1-0 lead. Great play by Jasmine Wilkinson. Not only got the clearance from Robotham at midfield to try and advance it ahead, but then had presence of mind to continue on, not take the optimistic shot from distance. 5th minute here in Nanaimo, and Harborside a 1-0 lead. Wilkinson will get the assist on it. And as we mentioned, Jensen's third. She scored the lone Harborside goal, incidentally enough, against Burnaby back in April, as Ava Alexander fouled as Burnaby trying to move the ball upfield. Great start from Harborside, an early 1-0 lead. Looking for their first win on the season, and there's a great through ball, but Shea Batty just half a step ahead. It wasn't by much. The feed from Sophie Miranda. Great play by Wilkinson down that left side. It would have been very, very tempting to launch a long shot off goal, as Burnaby keeper Camilla Zhu, was well off her line, well outside the 18-yard box as well. But instead, Wilkinson kept, as here's a chance for Burnaby, put back to the dot, but a pinching back Stewardson able to clear it away and out of danger. Wilkinson instead just held and then cut in along the goal line into the area, was able to find Jensen driving to the front of the net. Really didn't get much, if any, of a shot away, but comes off the legs and then just spills just over the goal line. Be a goal kick running out of room along that far side. So 1-0 the score. Jensen, her third of the season. And again, a long ball looking to ID to Wilkinson. And again, Zhu well out of her 18-yard, about 25 yards from goal. Trying to play almost as a sweeper behind the back line. Seen Wilkinson score from distance in Harborside College. She had a beautiful goal from about 30 yards out last season. Foul along the near side here. Shea Batty just knocked over there by Tupper, and Harborside will take it quickly. Wilkinson feeding up through the right side, intended for Jensen, getting a touch on it there, I believe is Smith over the far side. It'll go out for a corner. So Jensen sort of playing on the right, Wilkinson in the middle, and then Batty on the left as the three up front. And Emma Skalick will come over to take the corner. Batty and Scory, the only two back for Harborside. So check that, excuse me. McKay and Batty, the only two back. Ava Alexander will make a decoy run. Skalick will instead deliver long into the area. Everybody there, punched out by Zhu, and it'll get put over the crossbar. And we'll reset now, this time to the near side. 1-0 the score. Erin Jensen's third of the season. Skalick will instead go back to that fast line, pardon me. Thought everybody was resetting, but not to be. Skalick on the corner. She delivers low, this time near post, but it's kicked and cleared away. And it'll be out to Hinzer, making a run through the middle, but Tanis McKay will cut across, looking to try and put that ball out into touch. She does, wants to take the throw, but it'll go the other way. Regardless, buys herself some time. The defense able to get back. It's been a good start from Harborside. Burnaby had a couple of initial chances. Nothing sort of grade A, but nothing to turn your nose at. And then Harborside able to come back. One glorious opportunity. And then a few minutes later, Jensen able to put it into the back of the net. There is a Harborside player down just behind the play. Trying to get a read on who that is. Looks like an issue with the right leg. It's Shea Batty all on that far side, so she'll just sort of inch her way off the pitch. A little bit of activity on the Harbourside bench. Regardless, we'll have what I had thought would be initially a throw, but instead might be a free kick. Just noticed the Burnaby keeper all the way over on near their technical area. It will indeed be a throw just inside half for the visitors. Long ball put down the left wing, and it'll go in and then out for a throw, this time for Harbourside. Breeze still favoring Harbourside in this first half, still at their backs, but not quite as strong as it had been pre-game. Stewartson looking to knock that down, as Van Dort will put that high and into touch. Dehenza trying to work her way down the right side, but she was blocked by a couple of players. Stewartson working with her. Harbourside still down a player, just trying to do a quick scan. I don't see Shea Batty on the pitch. Instead, yeah, she is heading off to the area. So Shea Batty unable to continue. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So maybe there was a quick substitution that we made. It was. There's Taylor Kinley, pardon me. So a quick substitution that I missed where the ball was on this near side. Taylor Kinley has come on, and Shea Batty off. Assumingly just due to injury, she's getting looked over and taken care of by the Harbourside technical area. Robotham out to punch that one away. And Jensen with the speed will take the ball midfield. Toe pokes it ahead, looking to try and advance it downfield, but Burnaby back there in numbers, and it'll be Emily Smith to go back to her keeper. Smith will regather the ball. Has some support along this near side through Quarry. Instead opts to go outside. Wilkinson pressing, long ball, turned back by McKay. It'll go out for a throw-in along that far side. So a little bit of a change in the plan for Harbourside. Shea Batty lasting only around 12 minutes, 11 minutes or so before she was forced from the field with an injury. Taylor Kinley comes on, so it'll force a little bit of a rotation. Ava Alexander comes up into that front three with Wilkinson and Jensen. And then Kinley will take Alexander's spot in the center of midfield. Burnaby looking to control. Game is settled in the last 4 or 5 minutes or so since the Jensen goal to make it 1-0. Hasn't quite been as stretched out as perhaps it was in the opening minutes. So is that one out for a goal kick? You'll hear some noise. There is some construction behind us going on at Rotary Bowl, so you'll kind of hear that in the background throughout this afternoon. But a good crowd continuing to sort of make their way into the area, into this whole stadium district here in Nanaimo. A pleasure to have you on board here on a Saturday afternoon. Long ball, Wilkinson. She'll get there first, and again, she'll offer a line, but Wilkinson to control. This time a shot from a long way out. It's a half volley, but brought in by the keeper. And again, it's a long ball from the Harbourside half, causing some trouble for the Burnaby defense, and springing this time Wilkinson. Jensen's had opportunities, Wilkinson getting one, and that ultimately led to Jensen scoring the 1-0 goal. Nice move down the right side here by Michaela Tupper, although she's caught by Jillian Stewartson. Ball turned back left side. Stewartson will keep running with it. Tupper trying to play the body. Ball back. That's for Miranda. To the middle, Taya Scory, the former Victoria Highlanders captain, plays the ball to the outside. It's perfect to Jensen, right corner. Jensen looking to cut in, nutmegs her player, tries to cut through the middle, just loses a handle on the ball. Tried to draw a foul, looked to try to center as well to Wilkinson, neither could get there. And referee coming over to chat with Bobby Taylor in the Harbourside technical area. And I think that's a warning. Perhaps there had been some chat earlier from the Harbourside bench, whether that's related to Shea Batty, whether that's related to some other on-field happenings, not quite sure. That being said, the referee, I believe, giving Taylor her final warning. Wilkinson challenging Herchek. Whistle goes and a free kick for Harbourside, as taking a knock there was Aaron Jensen. It's been a good start from Harbourside. Really a lot to like. Obviously, you're up 1-0. You're happy about that, but just the way they've gone about it, the chances that they've given up have been not of the highest quality. A lot from sort of outside, well, not a lot, but the chances that have been a majority from outsides, sharp angles, those sorts of things. Nothing sort of in that prime area, that prime scoring or setup area. Scorey will deliver into the area, falls nicely for the visitors, and the Hinza takes it away, only out around 30 yards. Kinley will settle things down. Back to Scorey, to Kinley. One-touch pass over to the far side. Jensen controls. And ahead on the overlap. Here's Taylor Kinley into the right corner. Looking to deliver a ball to the area. Does. It's high, but it's deflected out of play and for a corner. Emma Skalick will come over to take the corner once more. And this rotation with Taylor Kinley this time coming back in favor of Shea Batty, who left the game injured. But Kinley and Tanis McKay ensuring nothing gets past the midfield. Skalick delivers high to the dot. Wilkinson a header towards the goal, but misses wide. Took a deflection on its way through, says the referee. So another corner coming to the near side now. Harbourside will have another opportunity. Alexander making a run for a short ball. Instead, it's delivered well high and long over everybody. And Hinza plays it to the outside. Ball hoofed downfield. Tanis McKay looking to try and come over, but it's put out of play by Burnaby, unable to fully get it under control. Aaron Jensen, the lone scorer, her third of the season. A beautiful assist down the left side from Jasmine Wilkinson, and it's 1-0. Goal coming back in the 5th minute. Free kick here to Burnaby, just inside their own half. Really haven't had a whole lot in and around Harbourside keeper Emily Robotham in the last sort of 7 or so minutes, 7 to 10 minutes. Been a lot of play inside their own half. Emily Smith. Down the right side, it was intended for Tupper. She was tied up there. And a little bit of a back check there from Tupper as she was tied up with Sophie Miranda. Miranda might have had a hold of Tupper's arm and prevented Tupper from getting that ball, but then Tupper comes back with a good shove in the back of Miranda. So that battle we'll watch so far this afternoon, and as the game rolls on. Then Dort. Seen a couple of good sort of one-on-one battles emerging in games this season. Certainly given the chat the referee had with Bobby Taylor, certainly keep a close eye on those sort of half behind the ball battles. Stewartson, a nice slice to take it away from De Hinza, who might have come off second best there. She's sort of limping and might have gotten some incidental contact from Stewartson on the boot. Alexander, long ball right side, but Jensen decides it's too far and will allow that to roll down to the Burnaby keeper. Smith. Back to Zhu. Ball up the middle and taken, controlled into the center there. That was, I believe, Kier Scott. Instead falls for Van Dorp. McKenzie Probing for a ball, nothing there. Stewartson to Van Dort, to Taya Scory have cemented that central defensive partnership for Harbourside this season, playing every single minute. And again, a majority of this game continues to be played in Burnaby's half. Long ball, McKay, nice little boot ahead as Kinley tried to control, just sort of overplayed it a little bit as Van Dort was the intended target. Now Tupper couldn't get past Miranda, and Miranda will take the ball away. Plays in through midfield. Scarlick dances her way through to the right side for Kinley. Wing ball there for Jensen. Wilkinson presenting. Jensen opts to go down the right wing herself. Gets past her check, looks to deliver at the goal line to the middle. Wilkinson, the header, didn't get quite there as Zhu was able to punch it away. And it's cleared, but not all the way by Burnaby. Second effort, they'll get it out to midfield. Good presence down that right side. Jensen backing herself with some speed. And then Wilkinson sort of realigning, repositioning in the middle to... Had initially sort of optioned for Jensen about 30 yards out, and when Jensen turned that down, there's a free kick drawn here by Van Dort on the challenge and a foul from McKenzie. Wilkinson had initially sort of presented as an option for Jensen around 30 yards out, and when Jensen turned that down, Wilkinson was able to hustle into the area and then present as an option on the cross, and it was only a nice punch by the Burnaby keeper that kept Wilkinson away from it. Scarlick down the left wing, just sort of tempting and teasing her options, trying to figure a ball out. Eventually gets a cross away, but it's off the boot of Maya Rogers and out of play. And another corner will come. And again, this pressure just continues to mount for Harbourside. They continue to push, forcing Burnaby to make those clearances. Harbourside leading 1-0. Sophie Miranda on the corner, delivers high, just over the top of all again. Dahinza down the left side, looks to get it past Stewartson. She does. Burnaby quickly in transition here, although McKay, or check that, pardon me, Kinley stopped it initially. There's McKay, sending it straight back in. Through ball intended for Wilkinson, just wrong-footed slightly as her and Scarlick got their wires crossed. Smith out to the near side. Here's Quarry. Molly Quarry will go for a run, cuts into the middle. Stewartson watching her. Ball off the outside of the foot to midfield. Burnaby trying to settle things down. Rogers challenged by Wilkinson and lost the ball. Alexander to Van Dort. Back to Robotham. Scory. McKay's an option, instead up through the middle. Scarlick, a hoof off and ahead, and now here's Jensen with some time and space. Erin Jensen tracked down quickly though and just plays it off the Burnaby player and out for a throw. Both Alexander and Wilkinson streaking through the middle, but just couldn't get across there. Made the safe, made the smart play, and out for a throw. McKay. Short ball, Wilkinson played it off the thigh, back to McKay. Stepped on it and just lost control of it. Unfortunate for Tanis McKay. She'll retreat back to her right back role, and Burnaby with a throwing right in front of the Harbourside area. Shea Batty still getting worked on the physio table. Leaving the game in the 11th minute with an injury to her, it looks like just around her foot, her right foot area. Not exactly sure of the nature of it, but forced an early substitution with Taylor Kinley coming on to take her role. Here's Scarlick on a turnover forced by Wilkinson. Now to Alexander. The chip ahead, but Scarlick just either thought she was offside or thought she couldn't get it. Either way, the ball falls to the keeper, and it's another good little look towards the goal from Harbourside. And again, they've controlled a vast majority of this game inside Burnaby's half. Burnaby had a good solid opening the first 2-3 minutes. Were able to generate some pressure in and around the Harbourside goal. Since then, it's been very limited. Harbourside have really controlled the flow of this game and have a 1-0 lead as a result. The Hinza through middle. Pressured by Stewartson, and a good boot, able to force the turnover. Kinley losing her balance, got it to Skalick to the outside, intended for Jensen, but ball was behind her and goes out for a throw. Still down that far side. Burnaby looking for a throw in. They get one. Aaron Jensen's third of the season, set up by Jasmine Wilkinson in the 5th minute. That's all the scoring we've got so far. It's 1-0. Harbourside will get a goal kick. Van Dort. Ball spills to the near side. Here's Skalick going for a run down the wing. Plays it in towards the middle. Wilkinson has a bit of work to do and does well. Looking to lose her check of Smith. Wilkinson, beautiful move. Sets up a shot but puts it right on goal to the keeper. Might have had a partial deflection off a Burnaby boot on its way through, but Wilkinson, all the moves, just didn't quite have space and time to finish. And another good look. Just as Burnaby pressure down inside the Harbourside half, it's a couple of kicks downfield, and all of a sudden, Jasmine Wilkinson is in the 18-yard box with a chance to score. Quarry on the throw for the visitors. Getting a little bit of a rain shower now. You can hear it starting to come down. It's going to be scattered with some varying degrees of intensity, but it's a fairly decent shower just beginning to make its way over the field here at the moment as Van Dort heads that up high. Alexander trying to keep it in. It's eventually out for a throw. Unsettled, we'll call the weather today. It was supposed to be a little bit brighter. This will only sort of add to humidity and a little bit of mugginess at field level, although the wind certainly helping. Ava Alexander left side trying to get the ball away from Quarry, but gives up a free kick in the process. Good news is the showers are very brief. Stewartson there with the Hinza. Maybe feeling a little hard done by as Stewartson looked like she had a good grip onto Hinza's arm. But the back's to the referee. Van Dort now is a mile offside, and she knew it was Miranda. Gave up on that run pretty quick. Some of the fans beginning to seek some shelter with this shower moving through. Just something we'll have to deal with off and on throughout the afternoon, unfortunately. Ball to the outside, going for a run. Looking to tee up McKenzie in the middle, but again, Harbourside's defense, this time through Jensen. Able to slice the ball away. Out for a Harbourside throw. Burnaby got to like their first season in League One, a 5-2-1 record into action here this afternoon. Their loss last weekend against Unity by a 6-1 score, snapping a 3-game win streak. Currently second in the women's division standings, behind the Vancouver Whitecaps, as Van Dort appealing for an offside call. Burnaby play it back in towards the middle. The flag did not go up, but Harbourside looking to clear. Burnaby pressing, Alexander challenging, and a free kick. Free kick coming here to Burnaby is the challenge from Alexander on Quarry deemed of the foul. Ball will come, we'll call it the corner of the 18-yard box, but we'll bring it back a few yards, about 23, 24 yards out, right on off that corner. Two Burnaby players around to deliver it to both Chisco and Quarry. Everybody back for Harbourside. The most offensive player is Jensen. She's standing right in the middle and in line with the free kick. Everybody else inside the 18-yard box. Delivered low, and Robotham spills but quickly regathers It was a probing ball from Kianachesko. First time it's rained here at a Harbourside game this season, actually, now that I think of it. We've had some beautiful conditions to play all season long, and granted, it's not going to stick around very long, hopefully, but it has been a beautiful season so far weather-wise. Talking before the game, the weather graphic we do in the pregame show showed the last sort of batch I had was between 10 and 15 degrees. Today's were between 20 and 28. It's amazing what a couple of weeks makes when you're talking soccer in May, soccer in June. Burnaby in transition down the left side, but the ball just rolls. Unable to take advantage of that opportunity. Just taking a quick look at the radar. It does look like a little bit of a more concentrated shower just over the Nanaimo area at the moment, but things are moving through quick. There's a break in behind it, so once it does let up, we should have another pretty good stretch of just sort of mainly cloudy conditions. Just will add to the humidity, as I said earlier, the mugginess down at the pitch level. Although the shower is probably providing a nice little cool-off for the players. Here's Alexander, centering ball. Jensen has half a step, looking to try and reel it in, but the ball just runs, and she has to take it into the corner. It was a good setup linking Ava Alexander with Jasmine Wilkinson to eventually find Erin Jensen. Harbourside will regroup at midfield, though. Rebecca Van Dort. Near side for Sophie Miranda, playing a left-back role this afternoon. Van Dort. Feed through the middle there. Jensen, check that, pardon me. Wilkinson, the intended target. She was blocked off, though. And Burnaby will go quickly in transition. Rogers out to the left side. Burnaby threatening, looking to dance their way into the area. McKay there, but it's a shot up high and absorbed in well by Robofer. Good pushback from Burnaby. The last few minutes have probably been their best of the half so far. A good couple of chances. The free kick certainly helping as well. Beginning to get some more regular opportunities toward the Harbourside goal. Burnaby beginning to reload. Out to the left side. Good challenge by McKay. Put that into touch. Long ball put up to DeHinza. Looking to try and settle it down. It's being challenged by McKay. Trying to cut her way in. Has support. Goes back. Still some options. Burnaby trying to build. Cutting around the outside, ball to the middle, off some legs, and it's out for a goal kick. Robotham diving across to her right to get it just as it rolled over the goal line, but it'll be a goal kick. And again, Burnaby starting to threaten. Just haven't really been able to get the ball into that sort of grade A scoring territory. Tanis McKay. See the wind, you feel the wind starting to pick up as well. You can hear it. Stewardson scoring. Definitely a more persistent rain shower here at the moment. It is, as we mentioned, short-lived though, as a centering ball there intended for Tupper. It didn't find its mark. Ava Alexander will just let that one roll into touch for a throw-in. Coming up at halftime, we've got a feature with presently injured, but Harbourside goalkeeper Caden Thorpe. We'll talk with her coming up after 45 minutes. Jasmine Wilkinson looking to track a loose ball down, heads it on, but Burnaby there in numbers. Comes back for Quarry. Support through Smith. There's you. Long ball through the middle. Cut out there and touched briefly by Regan McKenzie. She's being kept very, very quiet tonight, or this afternoon, I should say, by Harbourside, and just a real lack of opportunity to get her anywhere near the ball. Here's one maybe presenting, however, as a back pass missed its mark from Harbourside, out for a corner. Chance here for the visitors. It's a 1-0 Harbourside lead. Aaron Jensen's third of the season came early in the 5th minute. And for Harbourside, everybody inside the 18-yard box. Looking to close out this first half on a positive note. Still about 10 minutes remaining. Ball put in, challenged by Robotham, but headed out for a goal kick. Rain will make the pitch a little bit slick as well. It's an artificial turf field here at Kakinishtuk, so maybe just a little bit of slickness to try and deal with, a little bit of a different bounce for the ball as well. Just a change in conditions to be dealt with by the players. Van Dort did well. Had 2 pressuring her, but was able to put it to the outside and out of play for a throw. Burnaby just pushing back a little. Quarry on the throw. Played up to the middle to Hinza, the intended target. She might get a second opportunity, but Van Dort denies that. Wilkinson. Kinley. Pass back intended for Van Dort. Just missed its mark. She'll retreat. Has Robotham in support. Good little give and go, but Van Dort couldn't control. Here's Tupper with a chance. Looks to center. McKenzie. Looking to try and dance her way into a scoring position, but loses a handle on the ball. And Skallik will play it up to Wilkinson, and here come Harbourside once more. Wilkinson, head up, looking for a run from Jensen, trying to time it. Wilkinson holding on, 25 yards out. This time feeds Skallik, looks to corral the ball in. Still a chance on the dot, she's stripped of it. And it's a good back-checking deep play as DeHinza comes in and boulders over Stewardson. And that'll be a free kick. Great creation there in the middle from Harbourside as Jasmine Wilkinson held and held, looked for an option, turned down the run of Jensen, instead found through some traffic Emma Skallik, who was pressured, just couldn't get free to try and get a shot away. But it was a wonderful opportunity on a counter-attack for the home team. Free kick will come from distance. Taya Scory looks to be the one to deliver it. Pretty much right in the middle of the field as Scory will overrun it. And a long, long shot parried over the crossbar. That was inch perfect from distance by Sophie Miranda. Denied only by a really nice save. Scory on the overrun, just trying to make things a little bit trickier to read. And then eventually it was Miranda to come in, loft the ball. It was labeled for just underneath the crossbar. But Camilla Zhu timing her jump perfectly. Ava Alexander centers this time just off the outside of the head. Spills to the 18-yard box. Kinley's shot blocked by bodies in front, and it's just cleared to midfield to the outside wing. The ball will roll and go out of play right at midfield. Tanis McKay on the throw. Long ball down the wing and headed out of play. Skallik down the right wing, stripped of it, kept in nicely along that far side, and Burnaby will look to control. Ball in towards the middle, Chesko. Puts it to the outside, running onto it there. Tupper trying to get it, but the sideline will beat everybody, out for a Harbourside throw. Sophie Miranda, wonderful opportunity off the free kick a few moments ago. Stewardson. Scory. 5 or so minutes left in this first half, plus stoppage time. Harbourside a 1-0 lead through Aaron Jensen early. Goal coming in the 5th minute. Skallik Thought she did enough there to control that ball, but it just sort of ran and skid on her. Wasn't able to control. Here's Emily Smith. Ball in towards the middle, Tupper around it as well. Stewartson's there, Van Dort just played the body. Ball spills, De Hinza trying to get control. Tupper will gather, Stewardson defensively trying to regather, but Burnaby will control. Chesko. Goes back to the keeper, Zhu. Smith. Comes to the outside, good little toe poker chip and a chase there by Quarry. Was able to beat Miranda to it. Ball off the outside of the foot. Here's Reagan McKenzie outside the area, turns and floats a ball in towards the goal. Probably be disappointed with that effort. Had a lot more time to maybe create on that outside than having to sort of turn and fire off balance. Ball is definitely skidding through a lot more, certainly on those aerial passes, than it was earlier this afternoon before the rain, which appears to have let up just enough, although there are some showers, a few umbrellas still up. Zhu to Smith. Wilkinson pressing, Burnaby still in control. Kinley beat her check to the ball, but Harborside give it straight back. Here's Smith at midfield. Van Dort steps in, clears the ball away. No nonsense. Played every single minute so far this season has Rebecca Van Dort, joining League 1 BC. Initially through Victoria, but joining Harborside, along with a handful of others from the Victoria program. Little chip ahead there to Hinza, beaten by Scory. She is one of those former Highlanders, and Van Dort will play it out to midfield. Ball skipped on Smith. She made a play at it, but spilled nicely to Skalick, and then her through ball intended for Jensen, who had nothing but green in front of her. Unlucky for Erin Jensen not to try and add to her tally. Still a fairly steady shower out there. 2 minutes plus stoppage time left in this first half. Scory finding herself up there. Jensen trying to control. Scory will retreat herself back. And Burnaby control. Zhu to the near side, taken by Tupper. Little give and go, and Tupper will go for a run down the right side. With speed, it's the captain, Michaela Tupper. Ran into two players, though. First, it was Ava Alexander, then Sophie Miranda, who's had a really good battle all half long with Tupper. Eventually, it was a strategic retreat from the Burnaby captain. Ball to the outside, disappointing pass as Alexander controls. And Harborside will just settle things down. Harborside probably keen to just play out the half. They've put themselves in a really good position. A long ball there headed at by Smith. Want to finish the half the right way, though, on a positive note. De Hinza. Spills to the outside. That's for Chesko. She was stripped of it, but Harborside unable to really do much with it. Ball sent back there, Quarry. Down the right side, McKenzie trying to run onto it. She does. Didn't have a lot of room, and eventually off Scory and out for a corner. Final minute of regulation play here in the first half. We'll see what we get for stoppage time. Probably won't be a whole ton. We haven't had many extended stoppages in this first half. But regardless, we'll play at least another couple of minutes. Good chance here for Burnaby to try and equalize. It's a high floating ball over everybody and headed in the vicinity of goal, but never threatening from a long way out. Showers continue to fall here at Kikinistook. Kinley trying to control, couldn't get it away. Dehinza, I believe that was to take it. Rather, part of me falls to Dehinza now, but she's unable to control. Ball to the outside for Erin Jensen. Right at midfield, tried to force a throw in. It goes out of play, but it'll be a Burnaby throw. Just waiting for the signal from the fourth official. Erin Jensen just getting a word from the referee. There's been a lot of chat, couple of warnings. Bobby Taylor got a talking to from the official early in the first half. So some frustration certainly simmering on both sides in terms of whistles, lack of whistles, things of that nature. Ball put up high, caught into the wind, right on the 18-yard box, cleared away by Kinley. And that'll do it. So very little stoppage time to play. First half in the books here in Nanaimo, and Harbourside a 1-0 advantage at Kikinistook Stadium. Erin Jensen, her third goal of the season, coming in the 5th minute of play on a beautiful setup down the left side from Jasmine Wilkinson, and that made it 1-0, and it's where we stand here through 45 minutes worth of play. We will take a short timeout. We'll go immediately to a chat that I was able to have with Harbourside goalkeeper Caden Thorpe earlier this week, I should say, talking a little bit about her time in Harbourside, her personal goals, developments, and things like that. Just a good feature on the Harbourside number 1. We'll go to that. We'll come back for second half action in about 15 minutes time. Harbourside 1, Burnaby no score through 45 minutes.
I love talking with keepers because they're able to kind of watch the game in a much different way, and you're able to sort of observe the way the structure of the game is kind of coming about. How do you read that play? And I guess how does that sort of adjust your involvement in the game? And then by contrast, how much you're able to communicate that to the playing group and get them to adjust, particularly on the back end there?
Yeah, for sure. I think it has a lot to do with knowing your back line and how they think as well, and anticipating how they play. So a lot of the girls in my back line I've played with before. I know how they think, and just being able to think on my toes and be really quick and react to whatever comes my way. We try to mimic that as much as we can in practice, but obviously it's not always going to happen that way. So just trying to cover every situation that we can in training and be ready for whatever comes our way.
You've had some turnover on that back line this year. I know there was a lot of players that you would have been familiar with through VIU in the inaugural season. Still a very strong Mariner connection, but less so on the defense this year. How has that challenge been in terms of building relationships instead of maybe taking advantage of existing ones?
Yeah, for sure. Team bonding has been huge for us for the past 2 Harbourside years, as it's players that we don't normally play with or not playing on the island. Something that I don't have the advantage of. So we take a lot of time outside of practices together to really get to know each other and foster those connections. And honestly, with the Harbourside team, it's super easy to click together. We all are so supportive of each other and have each other's backs no matter what.
We talk a lot about building relationships and whatnot, and perhaps nobody better understands you than somebody like Emily Robotham, who you shared a lot of time with last year. I know there's a couple of other keepers in and around the squad as well this season. How is that partnership? Because it's a unique one with keepers where you want the other person to do well, but obviously Emily wants to see game time. You want to see game time as well. It's a balancing act in terms of support and competition. How's that been this year?
It's been awesome. Emily is an amazing goalkeeper partner. She's also my goalkeeper coach in the VIU season. So we do have that really big connection of wanting each other to succeed no matter what. I know she'll, during practices, we'll share words of encouragement, and we just want to be better for each other and push each other to be better. So if one of us is playing better than the other, we know it's not something that we need to be concerned of. Yes, we are competitive, but in the end, it's for what's best for the team, and what's best for us is pushing each other and being competitive with each other.
In terms of your individual game, being a smaller goalkeeper, does that force you to be just more aggressive on the ball and rely less, I guess, on reflexes, kind of on shots up high? Does that how much, I guess, does that influence the way that you go about your business?
I just play a really brave game, I like to think. Being aggressive is a huge part of it. I also take a lot of time to work on those reactions, like you said, and my vertical is a huge thing for me that I'm really proud of, is that even though I am short and that might seem as like a weakness to some people, it is a huge advantage for me, as you wouldn't really expect me to have the vertical that I do or the reactions that I have, but I just take everything with like a grain of salt and try and be as brave as possible, and I think like as aggressive as I can be, and that really elevates my game.
In terms of the vertical, is that just gym? Is that just on the field? Like that's obviously a focus for you. Sort of how has that developed over the last few years as you've been put in more challenging situations?
Yeah, for sure. Working along with Prime Performance Therapy in our VIU seasons and going into the off season, I'm working on my vertical quite a bit in the gym there, and just working on like reaction time and back to the bar stuff in practices and training sessions with Jeff and Em during our seasons has helped me so much, and just like encouragement from everybody that, you know, like even though I am short, I can still get to everything else that anybody else can get.
Yeah. How's your development as keeper you think gone over the last couple of years, not only with Harbourside but also with the Mariners as well? You know, coming into situations where you're playing more games, you're seeing more minutes, you're seeing bigger minutes as well, not only behind Melanie the last couple of years at VIU, but working with Emily here at Harbourside.
Yeah, I got really lucky in my rookie year here with VIU. I got quite a few games, which I wasn't expecting to get, so I'm really blessed about that. With Harbourside, I came in last season just trying to like soak up everything that I can, any minutes that I'd get, and that was against Nessama and Whitecaps, which are tough games to play in, but it really helped me develop as a goalkeeper, and I saw that in the VIU season this past season as I was sharing game time with our starting goalkeeper. And so that was a really big confidence booster to come off of Harbourside and really see my development there. And again, this season, I'm just here to soak up everything that I can, trying to like get better for the VIU season. But yeah, it's awesome to be able to have this opportunity to develop and play against players that I normally wouldn't at a higher caliber.
Welcome back to Kakinishtuk Stadium here in Nanaimo. My name is Alex Ronsley. Pleasure to have you on board here on a blustery and off and on rainy Saturday afternoon. Harbourside a 1-0 score through 45 minutes. Erin Jensen, her third of the season, the difference. Harbourside will move from our left to right in this second half in their two-tone blue jerseys with the white trim. Burnaby from right to left in their white jerseys with the light gold shorts. Couple of substitutions from Burnaby at the half. We'll try and pick those up as we go on, but we are underway here. It's second half action at Kakinishtuk Stadium. Harbourside looking to snap a 5-game skid. Burnaby looking to get back in the win column after a tough loss against Unity last weekend, snapped a 3-game win streak for them. Harbourside probably really happy with that opening half, not only the 1-0 lead, but the way that they went about it as well, and the volume of pressure that they had as a result of that game too, or that first half as well. No changes at the half that we spotted from Harbourside, so it still is Wilkinson in the middle, Jensen and Ava Alexander supporting her, Emma Skallick, Taylor Kinley in midfield, and then McKay and Miranda on the flanks on the back end there with Scory and Van Dort in the middle. Kira Scott plays it up through the middle, just trying to get a read, and it's difficult with the Burnaby numbers. The thin gold lettering on the white jersey is tough to kind of pick up at distance, but regardless, we'll do what we can just in terms of picking up substitutes as we roll on in the second half. There were 2 made by Burnaby through 45 minutes. Wilkinson, ball up and ahead. Erin Jensen will go for a run for it, but she's beaten to it and sliced away on the shove there from Michaela Tupper. Go check that, pardon me, the number 9 jersey of Kira Scott. Showers have ended here at Kakinishtuk. A little bit of sunshine out there now. Not a whole lot of shower activity behind us on the radar as well, so we should see a relatively clear second half, but stranger things have happened. Ball to the near side here for Hinza, trying to play that up and ahead and head it on, but Taya Scory will get there first. That is one of the substitutions. We're just trying to get a read on that. That's a jersey number that we don't have. The jersey number of a 33 of a Burnaby player, not listed here, so we'll try and get a read on that as the half goes on. Here's McKay down the right side, intended there for Jensen. So substitution, Michaela Tupper came off at the halftime. Kirsten Kommel is on. Just the one substitute listed at the moment, although there were 2 players at the half, so we'll just kind of see how that shapes out. But regardless, Burnaby looking to exert a little bit more control on this game. They spent far too much time in their own half. Harbourside, certainly from possession territory stats, would comfortably lead both of those. Scott to the middle, passed over there from Rogers to Smith. Ball up through the middle, trying to regather, but Harbourside take it away. Is Alexander to the outside. She'll draw a free kick. And this will be a yellow card as well on the foul on Alexander, going to the Burnaby player over that far side, just trying to get a read on the number. First infraction of the afternoon. So maybe it was just the one player, and the 2 that we saw at midfield were just the substitution. It is just the one that has gone up. Tupper out after 45 minutes. Kommel coming in. Harbourside had to make one sub early in this one as Shea Batty left the game in the 13th minute with an injury. Taylor Kinley replacing her. Still lots of options for both benches to work through. Teoscori. Feet to the outside, touch pass there, left a lot to be desired, and here comes Burnaby back the other way. Miranda back checking, Robotham off her line, but a long shot well wide. And disappointing end to that chance down the right side. A lot more could have been created. 1-0 the score, courtesy Aaron Jensen's third of the season. Came early in the 5th minute. Second half just yet to find its sort of rhythm. Been a lot of stop-start, throw-ins, free kicks of the like. Wilkinson. Pass back intended there for Scalick. It's taken away, and Burnaby to the outside. With speed down the wing, it's Holly Ward. Ward controls just outside the area. McKay watching her, but Ward's delivery in behind the goal. Robotham just hasn't really been forced into a grade A save, certainly compared to her counterpart Camille Jou. Just really hasn't been forced into that level of work here so far this afternoon, both quantity and quality. It was a shot off a free kick for Harborside from Sophie Miranda from distance that stretched all of Jou. Had to tip it and parry that over the crossbar, but Robotham just hasn't been tested in that way. A couple of half hoppers, half volleys that she's had to deal with from distance, but certainly nothing to the quality that Harborside have been able to generate. Definitely a much busier first half to our left than it was to our right. Free kick given up there. Ava Alexander just a little reckless on that challenge. And Alexander will get a yellow card for her efforts. It was a long distance yellow card from the referee. Alexander didn't stick around long enough to see what any repercussions would be. Everybody back for Harborside on this free kick, all lined up along the 18-yard box. Miranda is the wall, but the ball itself right along that far touchline, just under 40 yards out. A lot of motion before the ball gets moving. It's ultimately delivered high off the head of Scory, out of play. Out for a corner. Not a whole lot of help from the Harborside players over the far side there. The Burnaby player looking for a ball for the corner. The Harborside player is just sort of doing some stretching, keeping Limber warm. Ball went through all of them, and none of them were too keen to get a hold of it. Corner here for Burnaby. Again for Harborside, everybody back. Again, it's delivered. Threatening ball headed just wide off a Harborside head, so it'll go out for another corner, this time near side. Talked about it a bit in the first half. The wind, although not quite as prevalent as it was before the game, still now at the backs of Burnaby, moving from right to left across the screen. So back-to-back corners here for the visitors. More opportunities to try and force something on the scoreboard here. Delivered to the back of the area. One bounce, eventually taken, kick back in, high, 16 yards out. Van Dort trying to use the body to shield it. Ball spills, chance, sharp angle, Robotham the save on the shot by Holly Ward. Probably best chance of the game for Burnaby right there. Off a corner, ball kind of spilled and bounced around, and eventually out to Holly Ward along this near side. She got a shot from about 12 yards out. It's right into the body of Robotham. She was able to control. Made a good stop. Good prolonged battle there between Scalick and Herchek ultimately goes out for a Harbourside throw. Here's Wilkinson trying to get control of the ball over Maya Rogers, but gives up a free kick in the process. Smith. Ball put up through the middle there, intended, believe, for Quarry, maybe Santioni. Trying to get a touch on it. Battling through traffic there, good couple of shoves between Shayna Dehenza and Ava Alexander. Dehenza's been a focal point for Burnaby's attack here this afternoon. Taylor Kinley came on as a substitute early for Shea Batty after she was injured, working in her typical midfield role. Ward looking to get around Tanis McKay, does, drops it back off midfield, slight overplay of the ball, able to regather is Burnaby. Ward to the outside there for Rogers. Maya Rogers inching her way towards the zone. Rogers gets it back on the little toe poke. Coming back out, challenging there was Tanis McKay, got tied up, and the ball will spill to Robotham. She'll control and eventually hold on. Van Dortz up the middle for Taylor Kinley. Tried to play it to the middle, got caught with it. Burnaby in transition, the pass intended for Ward went through everybody, and it'll ultimately go out for a throw. 10 or so minutes gone in this second half. Harbourside a 1-0 lead, looking for their first win on the season. They've been in positions of victory before and haven't been able to hold on. Looking to bounce a 5-game losing skid since they last picked up points via a draw. Talked a little bit about the game against Altitude on the road, the one that kind of got away, leading by a pair late, had to settle for a 2-2 draw. It's been a tough stretch for Harbourside, the women's team, which just narrowly missed playoffs last year. Tough stretch from this season, but they're doing everything right at the moment. Now it's just about closing things out. Skallick, lofted ball up and ahead, both Jensen and Wilkinson around it. Wilkinson was second to it and was able to play the ball down to the right side. Trying to open up some sort of crossing lane, goes right to the corner as Wilkinson eventually out for a throw. Good battle along that corner. And Burnaby probably take that because both Jensen and Wilkinson were around it. It would have been one-on-one for each of them. They've both had a good free run through most of the game here today. Skallick off the throw, did well, the back heel to herself, just didn't have a whole ton of support, but Tanis McKay comes in trying to knock a loose ball, but Burnaby have it. Now Ward will go for a run down the left side. She's being watched by Stewardson. Check that, pardon me, that is Holly Ward. Cuts in towards the middle. Ward centers, Dehenza, time and space, dances, makes a move, but loses control of it. And Taya Scorey clears out to midfield. Burnaby, though, reloads. Chesko to the outside for Ward. Just on the edge of the area, Holly Ward delivers to the middle. Taya Scorey off the head and out for a corner. Double substitution coming here for Harbourside. Ava Alexander will come off, and Megan Liniger will come on, and then the other substitute will be Taylor Kinley off. And it's listed as number 16, but we'll just have to get a sense on who exactly that is. That may be Maddie Dawson, or maybe Napier Ganley, pardon me. Jensen Napier Ganley is probably a better shot. Regardless, we'll kind of see how those shape up as this game continues on. Ball to the outside, intended there for Rogers. So Ava Alexander, Taylor Kinley come off. The 15 of Megan Liniger, and I believe it's the 18 of Jensen Napier Ganley. That is Jensen Napier Ganley coming on. Napier Ganley in the middle. Liniger to the outside. Just trying to see how they're looking to shape up here. Good challenge by Skalik, falls loose. DeHinza tracking after a loose ball, able to get it, feeds it to the outside. Here's Holly Ward. Ward crosses, it's a good one, but it goes just out of the reach of the Burnaby player streaking through the middle. Might have been McKenzie. Either way, out for a corner eventually. Some good pressure after the cross. Ward has had a little bit more room in this second half, had a chance to sort of create, whether it's using the wind at her back or just getting loose away from Tanis McKay. It's been a good start to the second half for this left wing from Burnaby. A lot of their attack structured down this side through the first 10-15 minutes of the half. Cross delivered high, right to the penalty spot, excuse me, but Jasmine Wilkinson heads it away. Harborside have some numbers if they can move here. Jensen centers to the middle. Wilkinson trying to reel in a loose ball. Skalik is there. Instead to the outside, it's Jensen. Skalik, check that Liniger is all alone. Jensen trying to play it in towards the middle. I'm thinking Liniger might have been offside, and that's why Jensen didn't hold the trigger. It looked like Liniger was half a step ahead, but she was all alone. And Jensen, I don't know if she had too many options. But a chance on a break for Harborside goes wanting. So it is Liniger and Skalik in midfield with the bright orange boots. Stewartson, Napier Ganley around as well. And then Jensen, Wilkinson just sort of rotating through different types of formations. And Dort. And it even looks like they've gone sort of into an attacking midfield central role with Skalik coming in towards the middle. Wilkinson, the lone striker, Skalik behind her. Jensen on the right flank, Liniger on the left. Couple in central midfield with Stewartson and Nippy Ganley. And then the flat four on the back. Ball to the outside. Out for a throw. It's amazing the difference in conditions up here. You can hear the wind, certainly the wind prevalent down at field level, but it feels it's almost like 5, maybe even closer to 10 degrees warmer down at field level than it is for us up here. Muggy down at field as well. Rebecca Van Dort trying to bring a ball down. Enza trying to create just on the outside of the area. Comes away with the ball, trying to cut back in. She eventually gets a cross away, and it's a lot closer than perhaps we initially thought off the boot. It just floats wide of the goal, but goes across the entire goal mouth. Stewartson to the outside, McKay. Long ball, Jensen to try and go for a run with it, but beating her to it, the number 9 of Kira Scott. Now for Smith. Spill to the outside. Burnaby just looking to build. They've probably had better quality and quantity of possession in this second half. Certainly a big step up from where it was in the first, where Harborside just, I mean, dominated is a strong word, but boy, it was pretty lopsided at points in terms of both control and territory. Here's a chance back for Burnaby down the left side. It's the 17 of Holly Ward. She's been good in this second half and earns a corner on the cross. Taya Scory blocked it off. Out for a corner. Once again, everybody back for Harborside. They've been good in this transition game this afternoon, have the home side, but Everybody back for it. Not taking any chances with a 1-0 advantage. Ball delivered low and long, headed away there off Jensen. Found herself at the back post. And not quite out of danger, but Burnaby will reload to midfield. Long lead ball, well wide, and Robotham will see that go out for a goal kick. "25 minutes or so remaining in this second half. Erin Jensen's goal from the 5th minute is the difference. Harbourside working themselves into a little bit of trouble. They're just really unnecessarily trying to play it out from the back, and it took 3 or 4 touches to really get it above the 6-yard box. Not a whole ton of motion on the Harbourside bench. Ball out to the left side, but offside is the call. Might be one coming on soon for Harbourside. It is. So Harbourside preparing to make a substitution. It'll be their 4th of the game. It'll have to wait until the next whistle, though, or Emily Robotham's clearance put out of play. Ball down the left side. Little bicycle style kick there from Ward, trying to advance it on ahead to Hinza. Taken by McKay. She's got a little bit of space. She'll play to the outside. Was maybe hoping for a goal kick, but will concede the throw instead. Substitution will have to wait for now. Burnaby looking to regather, taking it there as McKay eventually away from the pack. Spills to Jensen near side, but she's beaten to it. Ward will regather. Holly Ward trying to get her way past Tanis McKay. The cross off a leg and in behind, out for a corner. The substitute will have to wait. It is going to be Carly Ray to come on. And it looks like Jillian Stewartson will be the one to give way, but not right now. Long ball, sand in, headed to vicinity of goal, but out for a goal kick. And this will bring the substitution on. Jillian Stewartson will come out of the game. Carly Ray will slot into midfield. So it's the midfield now of Ray and Lineker. And then an attacking 4 with 3 in the attacking midfield and a solo striker. That's Wilkinson. Then with Skalick, Jensen in there as well. Ball comes out as Yu has to come well out of her area to clear it. Sorry, Napier Ganley and Ray in midfield, excuse me. And then Lineker, Skalick, and Jensen in more attacking roles, trying to tee up and link with Jasmine Wilkinson. Rain has stopped as well, ground's drying out, so that'll make it a little bit less skiddy for the ball. We certainly saw the change late first half when the showers came. Here's Wilkinson, edge of the area, floats the ball just over. Erin Jensen's goal, the difference. 1-0 the score. It was a beautiful play down the left side by Jasmine Wilkinson. Took a long clearance from the Harbourside defense down the left wing and was able to walk along the goal line and then find a centering ball to Jensen. Didn't really get a shot away, more of just kind of off her leg and in. The old adage, you don't say how, or how many rather, it's just, you don't say how, it's how many is the adage. Jensen, not her finest strike, perhaps, but it counts. Her third. Skallick trying to chip and chase it ahead, just a little bit too much on it, out for a goal kick. Pace to this one in the second half has certainly slowed. It's you go back to the opening sort of 20 minutes of the first half. Free kick given up there by Carly Ray. You go back to the first half and just the total control that Harbourside had, so much of that played inside the Burnaby half. This one's been a little bit more back and forth, a little bit less cemented, and Zhu way outside of her area. Handball will be the call on the Burnaby keeper and might be in a bit of trouble here. It'll just be yellow and potentially fortunate from the keeper. I'm not entirely sure what she's questioning here. But way outside, that was at least a yard or two outside of the area. I'm not sure if she's complaining about the lines, but there's no other lines around there. Regardless, it's a call on a handball. Emily Robotham's going to make the trek up to chat with the referee here, I think. There would be a precedent to make the card change a different color for a deliberate handball, and I would imagine that's what Robotham is questioning here. Emily Robotham wearing the armband as the captain, having a chat with the referee. And that just is bringing in more and more and more people to kind of have a chat. Robotham, her chat with the referee is done, and I've seen keepers sent off for that. So it is a free kick here to Harbourside, 20 yards out, dead in front. Zhu beginning to set up the wall, which will have to move because it's about 1.9 yards away. It has moved back 3 steps and it's still nowhere close to where it needs to be. The referee putting the wall a lot closer than it actually should be. The ball is just inside the 20-yard line. The wall is placed probably 11 yards out, so Harbourside missing there, but a chance regardless. Free kick and an opportunity for a 2-0 advantage. Delivered and scores! What a shot! Back of the net, Sophie Miranda, and it's 2-0. She very nearly scored back in the first half on a floating shot from about 30 yards out. This time not to be denied. Up underneath the crossbar, and Sophie Miranda has her first. Couple of substitutions coming here. And then Harbourside will make a substitution as well, and Mary Nichols will come on for her first game action since early May. Burnaby made a substitution as well. Sheila Rasul will come on for Maya Rogers. And Nichols onto the field. She'll take his spot on the right wing in the defensive 4. And a welcome return for Harbourside's captain, although she won't wear the armband here today. But it is a free kick goal coming in the 72nd minute. And Sophie Miranda's first with Harbourside makes it 2-0. So here's another situation for Harbourside. Put themselves in a position to win. They've been in this exact position before. You go back to that game against Altitude that Nichols was injured in. They led 2-0 late with about 20 minutes remaining, and now here's another opportunity. Jensen, a chance more or less to ice it, but she's caught with it. And the ball will go out for thought initially a goal kick. It might have come off Jensen, but it'll be out for a corner. Harbourside were in this position early May, 2-0. In the kind of 70th-ish minute, 60th, 70th minute, certainly position where you would expect to close out many of those games, and ultimately had to settle for a 2-2 tie. Talked to Bobby Taylor after that game, said, "Is that the one that got away?" And the quote was, "Oh, yeah." Since then, it's been tough going for Harbourside, still looking for their first win on the season. Trying to make it happen here against Burnaby. Long ball, as that's driven from distance by Napier Ganley. Eventually high and out of play. It is 16 on there for Harbourside, which is Ella Gignac. She was not listed on the game sheet, though, at least the one that we got. So if it is Gignac, we'll make the adjustment there. But here's a chance for Burnaby. Robotham out, and the visitors score. Harbourside give one back, and it's 2-1. Little bit of a messy miscommunication between the defense. Scory was around it. Robotham tried to get to it. And Burnaby score. Not entirely sure who found the back of the net in that case. There was a few around it. Regardless, it's a 2-1 advantage for Harbourside. The lead has been cut in half, and that goal from Miranda via a free kick 6 minutes ago really holds up. Not entirely sure who scored that one. We'll get a bit of a better idea. So it is Napier Ganley on. She's wearing the 16 instead of an 18, but regardless, we'll find out the Burnaby goal scorer here in a minute or so. Smith out to the near side. Corey looking to deliver the ball along, finds a running Kira Scott, trying to keep the ball in, does center. It's cleared there off the head of Nichols to the outside. Jensen plays it towards the middle, intended for Wilkinson, trying to use the body to let the ball run. And Harbourside just trying to hit the release valve on the pressure here at the moment. Smith at midfield. Santoyani. Ball just still being played around Chesko. Smith. Up through the middle, trying to build here the visitors, I should say. That's the number 2 of Sheila Rasul. She may have actually gotten on the score sheet there. She was definitely around it as Rasul just shoulder to shoulder there with Tanis McKay on the far side. Pardon me, Napier Ganley. Two on the score. Harbourside the advantage, and the go-ahead goal as we talk at the moment is a free kick from Sophie Miranda. Robotham, long ball cleared out to midfield, sent straight back in by Scott. The Hens are trying to regather control, plays it back for Scott. The Hens are near side, battling with Ray. Trying to play it ahead to Hinza, the lone goal scorer, and a 6-1 loss for Burnaby last weekend, taking on Unity. Santoyani delivers high inside the area, looking for a friendly bounce, comes off ahead and cleared away there by Miranda. Out for a throw. And again, this pressure from Burnaby continues. Clearances from Harbourside not quite as crisp or decisive as they have been earlier in the game. Wilkinson heads it on. Smith, back to Zhu. Ball headed on there, off the body. Number 17, Holly Ward. Great to see Mary Nichols back on such a big part of this team, obviously last year and the start of this season as well. Left the game against Altitude with injury, and it's her first appearance back in Harbourside colours since. Roughly, let's just say 5-6 weeks out of the lineup. Scott plays it ahead. Nichols tried to clear just off the outside of the boot, out of play. 10 minutes left plus stoppage time. Harbourside a 2-1 advantage. Jensen and Miranda for Harbourside, and just awaiting word on the goal scorer for Burnaby. Good challenge coming in, a physical challenge as well there from Rasul. Ball eventually goes out for a goal kick as Taya scoring on the receiving end of that one. I think Harbourside will take some solace in the fact that the only goal they've given up here this afternoon is one somewhat of their own making, just some miscommunication, some poor play on the back. Led to a gift, really. But at the same time, credit Burnaby. Credit the pressure built. Credit the players down low forcing that mistake out of Harbourside. Zhu will drop punt it down. Ward trying to drag it on with her. Nichols there to it first, and Ward able to get control. Nichols had a good fistful of the jersey from Ward. Or pardon me, excuse me. Holly Ward down that left side. Ward having a chat with the referee. It'll be a goal kick. But I think Ward just having a chat with the referee. She's probably got a little bit of reason to be upset, as Nichols had a really good fistful of the jersey on the wrong side of the referee, and Ward trying to backtrack and maybe just not keen to let this one go. And this will be the third conversation initiated by the referee, but the card stays in the pocket. Mary Nichols not anywhere near that conversation. Wilkinson shoved to the ground, was still able to maintain control, but Jensen offside. But Harbourside will get a free kick. And now the referee going over to the Burnaby area. This will be the second visit to a coach's box this afternoon, although this time it's to the fourth official on that far side. The referee is going to card somebody on the Burnaby bench. It's one of the coaches on the Burnaby bench that has just gotten the yellow card. So that would have come about from the fourth official hearing something, relaying that to the referee. And the yellow card has been negated to that assistant coach. And we'll give it to another assistant coach in the Burnaby technical area. And you've got about 6 or 7 Burnaby staff members all kind of pointing to each other, asking who, what, how. A lot of staff members up on that Burnaby bench. Still not entirely sure exactly who that would have gone to, but a Burnaby coach issued a yellow card The goal to Burnaby, indeed to Sheila Rasool. So she gets Burnaby on the board in the 76th minute. The scramble after Harbourside with the giveaway early. And finally, we look set to play. And it will end with a Harbourside free kick. Fortunately, because they were actually about to be called for being offside. And now we're back underway. Scory delivers all the way along the ground to Skalik. Right side trying to tee up Jensen, but the ball was reeled in, and now here come Burnaby in transition. A long ball, but Robotham will hold on to it. Scory. Long ball. Headed out there by Kira Scott. Only as far though as Napier Ganley. Now ahead for Jasmine Wilkinson. Chip up and ahead. Here's Erin Jensen running onto it. Was just a little bit hesitant reeling that ball in. And able to come across and slice it out of play there with Scott. Rasool on the pitch for all of 2 minutes before she found herself on the score sheet. Came on as a second half substitute in the 73rd minute. And then winds up with the ball in the back of the net in the 75th. 2-1 the score. It is a free kick from Sophie Miranda. The difference at the moment, Harbourside looking to close out their first win of the year. Go out for a throw-in. Mary Nichols right in the corner with the throw. I mean, Harbourside have been at their best with them been playing, positive, constructive, aggressive, attacking football, and certainly just with 4 minutes remaining, you don't want to be sitting back on it. Here's Skalik with a ball. She was off and away, but it was a free kick on the sliding challenge. And it'll be a yellow card to Ray as a result. Would imagine we'll see a considerable amount of stoppage time in this second half. We've had the extended stoppages as a result of a couple of yellow cards being issued. The prolonged discussion on a card issued, then rescinded, then issued again to the Burnaby bench. It's been a very active afternoon for the referee. And again, still chatting with some players. Ball delivered high and long to the edge of the area. Spills loose. Van Dort gets it to Ray. Not cleared though. Second effort, Van Dort this time to midfield. Backspin on the ball to Jensen. She heads it on. And Burnaby play it to the outside. It'll go for a throw, and Jensen not in too much of a rush to take it. She'll leave it for Mary Nichols. 2 minutes plus stoppage remaining. Harbourside a 2-1 advantage. Skalik in that corner. She's played well her first start, and barring an extremely late substitution will go the distance. And she's been a good focal point all afternoon long. Nichols, the long throw there for Skalik. Trying to reel that ball back in, but Burnaby take it away. Ihinza played to the middle. Van Dort did well to knock it down, tried to play it ahead, but then a long ball will spin, roll. Robotham was challenged, had to kind of, was in two minds, I should say, as that ball collided with her right on the edge of the 18-yard box. Would have loved an extra split second to be able to reel that in. Burnaby still controlling the centering ball over everybody. Comes to the outside, it'll roll, and Harbourside will get a throw. Last minute of play here before stoppage time in the second half. Throw in. Wilkinson high into the middle. Liniger there, trying to knock it down. Spills to the outside. Burnaby reload. Play to the middle. Wilkinson a sliding stop. Put back in. Ray ping-pongs it back to midfield. Liniger challenging. Gave up just a tiny shove, and that'll be a free kick just inside half. Burnaby in a rush. Long ball. Just skimmed over some heads. It'll be a goal kick. That'll take us to stoppage time. It was the goalkeeper coach for Burnaby who got the yellow card. And I still think Burnaby's technical area being warned this time by the fourth official, who indicates 4 minutes. So minimum of 4 minutes left in this one. Harbourside's 4 minutes away from a big win. But they've still got to close out the final 4 minutes. Lots of time. And Burnaby, from possession territory standpoint, being the better team in the second half. Thea Scorey just taking no chance putting that out of play. Burnaby will regather. Scorey gets it off the throw-in, and she will clear high. Wilkinson to go for a run and try to kill as many seconds as she can. Wilkinson forces a throw-in for Harborside. Great work there from Harborside's number 19. She'll wait for Nichols, to come over and take the throw. That was a one-on-one battle that the ball just didn't cooperate with her for. It was able to force the error from Burnaby. Out for another throw. Ball down the line. Skalick tasked now with killing time. She'll go find the corner, and it's put out for another throw. Harborside just working down this near touchline. Out for another throw. Harborside will take this. The ball a long way from goal for Burnaby. And Harborside a 2-1 advantage. This time, up to DeHinza. Ray, stripped of it, spills to the midfield. There's Liniger. Ball hits the referee, so we'll stop play. Harborside will regather control. Only as far, though, along this near side as Kira Scott, who tried to control it and get it up midfield, but couldn't do it. Nichols puts it back in play. Skalick and Wilkinson just there. Every second ticking off the clock. Golden for Harborside right now as it's headed out there by Nichols. Now for Ray. In towards the middle, Liniger. Just puts it to a vacant corner. That's as good as play as any right now. As Burnaby will try to keep it in, they do just enough. Here's Smith. First clean control for them in a while, and they'll put it through midfield, although only as far as Carly Ray. Skalick will head it back to that vacant corner. And Smith, no chances, puts it out into touch. No activity on various sub-benches. It's the 22 on the field to sort it out. Probably roughly a minute left. Wilkinson in the corner. Skalick working as well. Burnaby take it away. Put it out to midfield. Ray got a touch on it. Stops it 30 yards out. Liniger there. Skalick took it. Has it. Still controls. Dancing with it, but lost it. And here come Burnaby. Maybe one last rush. Up there, Van Dort turns it away. Ray to midfield. Jensen chips it up and over. Wilkinson was there, but was in an offside position. And that's it. It's a big win for Harborside. The monkey off the back. 5 in a row done. And Harborside, a gutsy 2-1 victory here at home. Goals to Erin Jensen early in the first half. Sophie Miranda via a free kick midway through the second. And the girls get the job done. First win of the season comes here at home via a 2-1 score. Huge confidence boost, not only the win, but how they went about it. And it is a 2-1 win, Harbourside over Burnaby FC. Thank you so much for joining us here at Kakinishtuk Stadium in Nanaimo. The men's game coming up next as Harbourside celebrate a 2-1 victory against Burnaby FC here at Kakinishtuk Stadium.